Good morning and welcome to VEDA Day 16. I have a feeling you'll be seeing more of me in this environment because frankly this is like the time of the day where I actually have some time to myself, and this sort of walking forces me to maybe collect my thoughts a little bit better. So yesterday I talked a little about taxes. Today I'm going to completely change topics and talk maybe a little bit more about plans and goals, a topic that I've touched on before. I guess lately I've been feeling a little adrift in the subject of long-term planning. I think I'm probably not dissimilar to many other people, where you go through a period where you make some plans and you execute on those plans, and you get to where you wanted to be from a perspective of plans, and if you're not careful, then you can get in another rut, and you can be getting up every day and sort of going through the exact same set of motions, and maybe not feel like you're getting anywhere or getting anywhere new. And I suppose most of the time that's sort of the nature of life. Our large-scale division of labor in this society requires that we sort of get up and put in a fair amount of service to others in order that we be able to serve ourselves and our own needs. And that's sort of the essence of modern capitalism, right? Is meeting your own needs through meeting the needs of others, and that's all great. But you can get so mired in that, both in the microscopic and sort of macroscopic way, that you wake up and weeks or months have gone by and you're like, okay, what about the bigger picture? So I want to talk about a couple items of the bigger picture for me, for Bobby and I generally. One of the biggest ones is our desire to adopt. I think I'm allowed to say our now. Originally it was my desire to adopt, but I think over the intervening 5 years, I don't know if I would say I've won Bobby over to the concept, or just he's been more comfortable and embracive of the concept. I think initially his own background led him to question whether or not he himself would be a great parent, but of course anyone who's ever seen Bobby with kids realizes that he's going to be an absolutely spectacular dad. But here's the thing, neither of us are getting any younger. I'm going to be 42 in August, and Bobby's a couple years older than me. So there's a lot of energy required to raise a child. As I have observed both from my own past, my little sister being 10 years younger than me, so me having some memory of late night feedings and diaper changes, and frankly from the experiences of a lot of my friends who have had or are having children right now. So I'm aware of that, and there's a certain energy level, and then quite frankly, once you start down the adoption path, it seems to take about 2 years from the, hey, we're really going to do this point until the adoption is finalized and the child's living in your home. So there's a lot of that. On the other hand, two things. We're renting a house right now since we moved to Austin 2 years ago, and number two, Bobby's still in school, and it may be 2.5 years from now before he gets his bachelor's degree. I mean, if all goes well, he could get his associates as early as this December, but I would say it's more than likely one class or maybe two classes will spill over into following spring. So even so, best case, I think, or the main chance, assuming some summer classes, is that 2 years from now, he'll be prepping to walk down the aisle. So that doesn't mean we have to wait until then to start the process, given what I just said about how long it takes. But it does mean that, within the next year, we probably want to start the process, and then that means having to decide sort of where we're going to live. Right now, we have a 3-bedroom place, and since Bobby and I both have an office, me because I work at home, and him because he sort of needs his own private study space, it's likely that we're going to want to get at least a 4-bedroom place And so that means sort of looking around and figuring out what to do here, And certainly our economic environment is not exactly clear. What's going to happen long term with house prices when, or I guess I would say if, the Federal Reserve stops printing money to buy mortgage bonds and allows the market clearing process to work. Who knows when that'll happen and what the consequences for interest rates will be when it does. So there's all of that, and but it's occurred to me that I'm just sort of babbling, and my level of planning right now is at about the level of babble that you've seen in this video. So there needs to be some planning, and so got to start that. It's been a while since I fundamentally sat down and made some big plans. The last one was the sort of big plan around selling the house in Boston and moving down here, and this is a bigger plan. The one I'm talking about now is a much bigger plan than that. So I got to get started, and I may chronicle a little bit of that process here. But I'd be interested to know when you have big plans that you're trying to make. What's your process for going about getting them done, especially when those plans are multi-year plans? So let me know what you think about plans and goal setting, and anything about specific plans that we're trying to make would be I'd be interested to hear as well. So that's me, and that's VEDA Day 16, and have a great day.